Hi, Heather. I'm sorry about your father.
Hi, Julie. I knew his condition was getting worse, but it was surprising because he seemed to be all fine after all. I'm really depressed.
Well, like my husband, you never know what's going to happen in life.
I guess. Anyway, my mind is completely blank right now.
But your father was the president of the company. You can't just sit around doing nothing, can you?
No.
If you don't decide the next president soon, the company won't be able to keep running, right?
That's right. I'm sure a board meeting will be held soon.
Really? I guess our luck is finally coming our way.
What?
No, it's nothing. Don't worry about it. Do you think Smith will be the next president after all?
What? Why?
Because you're an only child, right? Even though you guys work for the same company, it's unreliable to have a woman as a president.
A woman? I don't know about that.
Then, of course, Smith should be the right person for the president, isn't he? That's why you work for the same company.
No, I don't think so. As for company matters, everything is decided at the board meeting. I can't really say. And to be honest, I can't really think about that right now. I think I should take care of my mother for now.
Well, you're right. Your mother must be very depressed. Take care of her. And then we can talk about Smith.
About Smith? Julie, something has been bothering me since a while ago. Did you want to ask me something?
No, it's okay. I just wanted to say that I'm sorry that your father passed away.
I see. Thank you.
Hey, Heather, how are you?
Yes, I've been very busy this past week with all the paperwork and stuff. I didn't even really have time to mourn.
That's just the way it is, isn't it? I went through the same thing when my husband passed away. Smith was still a student, so I had to do everything by myself. I remember how exhausted I was every day.
I see. I respect you when I think about how you did it all by yourself.
By the way, before your father passed away,
Yes?
I visited your house.
What? Our house?
Yes, because Smith was there.
I had no idea. You should have told me.
But you were at work.
Well, yes. I would be happy to welcome you if you could come after work or on my day off.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter since Smith was there. So, I just had a quick peek into your workroom.
What? You just went into my room?
The door was slightly ajar, so I just opened it.
Please don't go into my workroom without permission, as I keep important documents there. Some of them are confidential.
I'm sorry about that, but I saw it.
So what?
A piece of paper on your desk.
A piece of paper? Was it on my desk?
It was there. It said, the next president should be from the family.
Oh. It's the one I wrote down what my father said before he passed away.
Now it's almost a sure thing.
What is?
Now that your father is gone, it's Smith who's going to be the next president, huh?
Huh? How can that be?
That's what I told you the other day. Speaking of someone from the family, it's you or Smith who works at the company, right? Isn't the daughter's spouse generally the successor?
Maybe that's true in general. That doesn't necessarily apply to our company. And as for the next president, it's confidential, so I can't tell anyone.
I'm his mother, okay? You could at least give me the official news.
No, I don't. You're not an employee of our company. We can't divulge company's confidential information. Besides, we haven't even had a proper board meeting yet. I don't think anything has been decided about the next president.
Well, you're the daughter's president, aren't you? You can't be that optimistic about it. If you are, somebody could take over the company.
That won't happen. The company directors were all people my father trusted. My father had selected the board members based on his own assessment. No one would betray the company.
With such a naive way of thinking, you'll be sorry someday.
That's not going to happen. They have been helping my father for decades. They have established firm relationship based on trust. They know the history of the company better than I do, and I'm going to leave it in their hands.
If you think like that, I'm even more excited. Smith is the only one who can be the next president.
No. How can that be? I don't think Smith will be the next president.
But it was written that the president will come from the family. Seeing as you're so secretive about it, I'm sure I'm right.
What? I'm not hiding anything. It's an internal secret, so it's only natural.
I can't believe you can't honestly be happy about it. This internal secret thing is so annoying. But now we finally have a chance. I'm glad we've been able to endure all this time.
What are you talking about?
Well, you'll find out soon.
What?
Heather, are you at work right now?
Hi, Julie. Yes, I just came back to my desk after my lunch break.
You don't have to go back to the apartment from today.
What? You mean our apartment?
Yes.
Why is that?
I just moved in.
What? I haven't heard anything about it. What do you mean you just moved in? I don't understand.
It's been decided that Smith will be the president, right? Now the company and the inheritance are ours.
I'm sorry, what are you talking about?
You're no longer needed.
What?
You have no more use for him, so divorce Smith.
Wait a minute. Everything has happened so suddenly. I don't know what you're talking about.
I didn't even like you before you got married.
What?
But you said you're the boss's daughter, so I dreamed of a bright future and let you marry Smith. And I've been waiting for this moment to come for a long time.
What moment?
It's obvious. The day Smith becomes the president.
The president?
I don't know if it's confidential or what, but don't you pretend to know nothing. There's only one person who can be the next president because it has to be from our family, isn't it?
Well...
You're an only child, but I don't think you can handle the job. If that's the case, the only person I can think of is Smith.
I guess so.
Exactly. Before it's officially announced, I sold the house I was living in, and I moved into this apartment.
For what?
To take care of Smith, of course. Since you and Smith are getting divorced, there will be no one to take care of him, right?
Wait a minute. You can't just decide to get a divorce.
Oh, it's not only me who decided. Smith agreed to the divorce too.
Really?
He said if he's going to be president, he'll get a divorce. He said he was fed up with your nagging.
I can't believe it.
It's not hard to imagine. You've been bossing around Smith just because you're the former president's daughter, haven't you? The last time I was at the apartment, he was cleaning the room.
Julie, there's a reason for that. Didn't you hear it from Smith?
About what? He told me that you put all the housework onto him. That's why he said he's fed up with you.
I had no idea he was saying such things.
Now you know his true feelings. It means there's no merit for him to be the president with you as his wife. That's why I've decided to have you get divorced early and move in with him.
I understand. I'll talk to Smith.
I don't think talking to him will change his mind. It's all your fault for being so arrogant. Hey, Heather.
Hi, Julie.
Stop calling Smith every day. Smith is the man who's going to be the president. Can you please stop using him like this?
I am not calling him every day.
He goes to your parents' house every day.
That's because that's where I live.
See? So you're calling him every day.
No, I'm not. I'm not calling him every day. He is coming here voluntarily.
That can't be true. He's getting ready to become the president, and he's going to be busy from now on. Can't you just stop interrupting him just because you guys work for the same company?
Excuse me?
If you call him every day, it will affect his work. It's annoying, so please don't get in the way of him anymore.
Okay. I mean, he's unemployed after all. I'd like to ask him not to come to my parents' house too.
What? What do you mean? He's supposed to be the next president and he's unemployed?
Listen, Julie. I've been telling you for a long time that Smith is not going to be the next president of the company.
What? I think you're not ready for this. Well, it's your father's company, so I understand how you feel. But don't interfere with Smith just because you didn't become the president.
You're making a big mistake. Your mistake is so serious that I believe Smith couldn't even tell you.
Huh?
Smith was fired from our company while the previous president, in other words, my father, was still alive.
What? Smith? That's not true. Then what was the reason he was fired?
He used company's money. If it becomes public, it's called embezzlement. My father's mercy saved him from going public. But Smith lost all the credibility and was fired from the company.
What? What did he do with the money?
He spent it on gambling. He's always been a betting man, so I warned him. But I'm also working, so I couldn't keep an eye on him all the time. He was sneaking out under the radar. I was shocked when I found out that he was spending company money on gambling.
Oh no.
So, when he became unemployed, he didn't even try to work. He just hung around at home. That's why I asked him to do all the housework.
And that's why he was cleaning the other day?
That's right. For the past year, Smith has been unemployed. After my father fired him, he was quiet for a while. But he was also going to the casino without telling me about it. And he was sneaking money out of my wallet and bank account. I don't see any sign of remorse.
What? So, what about him becoming the next president?
That's impossible. He has already been fired from the company.
But he told me he was divorcing you because he's going to be the president.
That's because you made him say that.
Huh?
You're the next president of the company, Smith. They said they're going to choose from the family. He really believed you when you told him that.
Really?
The other day, when I told him the truth, he was terribly disappointed. But I told him that I was divorcing him as you ordered. He's been coming to my parents' house every day since then, saying, "Please don't divorce me, please."
I didn't know. I didn't know anything about that. If that's the way it is, you don't have to get a divorce.
Huh?
If Smith can't be the president, then you'll just have to live the way you've been living. I mean, maybe you could be the president, right? Well, I'll just have to accept the fact that my daughter-in-law is the president.
You're so arrogant. That will never happen. We're already divorced.
What? You're kidding, right? Smith didn't tell me anything.
No, last time we met, we both signed divorce papers. I filed it myself. Thanks to you, I finally feel better. You got what you wanted, didn't you?
What? I don't want you to. I want you to submit the marriage certificate again and get married. It's just a piece of paper, so it won't take long, right?
What? There's no way I'll work for your convenience. I'm fed up with Smith, who won't stop gambling and won't do his job no matter how many times I warn him. I'm also fed up with you, who thinks your son is going to be the next president of the company and throws me out of the apartment. I am sick of all that. I don't want to be related to you anymore. So I've already told Smith to get out of the apartment.
Wait a minute. Then what's going to happen to us? I sold my house thinking Smith would be the president. If we get kicked out, we won't have a place to live.
That's what you did on your own. I had nothing to do with it.
Oh no. But if you're divorced, he gets a share of the property. I have a right to own that apartment.
You must be joking. I bought that apartment when I was single.
What? You didn't buy it when you got married?
No, it's the apartment I lived in before I got married. Smith said that the apartment was fine, so we lived there as it was. Therefore, the apartment is not subject to property division.
But you have savings and stuff, right?
The savings we had together, Smith spent it all while he was unemployed.
What?
I told you he was sneaking around and going to the casino. Every time he did that, he withdrew the money. So we have nothing to share.
Oh no.
Perhaps he felt the same way as you do now. That's why he went to my parents' house every day. He was begging me to reconsider the divorce and get back together with me. Of course, I have no intention of doing that, so I refused.
If that's what you want, I'll beg you to. Please, remarry Smith. And let the three of us live together in that apartment.
That's impossible.
Why?
I processed the sale when I filed for divorce.
Huh? Why are you being so selfish?
Because it's an apartment in my name that I purchased. What I do with it is up to me, right?
Oh no. So we're just going to be evicted?
That's what I've been telling you since a while ago.
Oh no. Then what are we supposed to do?
For now, please leave the apartment within a week. The contractor will come in. I don't care what happens to you after that. I'm already a stranger to you guys.
Wait a minute. We've been a family until now. You know we're in trouble, so help us.
Why should I help strangers? I'm not so good-natured as to help others, as you can imagine. Besides, what did you do with the money from selling your parents' house? I think you can get by for a while with that money, can't you?
It's just... I spent it all on shopping.
Huh? There's nothing left?
I thought I'd be the president's mother. I bought a lot of brand clothes, bags, and shoes so that Smith wouldn't be embarrassed. I ran out of money.
I'm so stunned. Like mother, like son.
That's why I need you to help us. You're going to be the next president of the company anyway, right? Then you'd better help us.
The next president will be my uncle.
Uncle? Your uncle was working at the company?
Yes. He's my father's brother. Of course, he's one of my father's men in the upper management. I can entrust the company to him without a doubt. Unfortunately, I'm not the next president either.
Oh no.
Anyway, since you and I have nothing to do with each other anymore, please leave the apartment as soon as possible.
What am I going to do? How do you expect us to live?
You two should work together. Work at a place that will hire you regardless of your background. You just have to live day by day. It's the same for us. Don't think that you can depend on someone else to live.
You want me to work at my age?
It's the result of your own actions. If you have another way, go ahead.
You're talking about this like it's someone else's business.
Of course I am. I am a stranger. I don't care what happens to you. I don't want to be in a relationship with someone who thinks her son is going to be president and throws his wife out.
Heather, I'm sorry. I apologize from the bottom of my heart. So please, let us go this time and help us a little.
You didn't like me before I got married with Smith, right? You let me marry your son because I'm the president's daughter. I don't want to help someone like you.
Don't say that, please.
Also, I have a record of my money that Smith spent. I will request him to repay it later. Please tell him that.
Taking money from my unemployed son? Isn't that too much?
Huh? Isn't it your son who didn't even work and spent my money? Please don't joke around too much. Well then, please leave the apartment within a week.
I can't. I have no money and nowhere to go. I can't leave.
Even if you say so, I have already set a deadline for you to leave. If you don't move out, you will be forced to leave. I've entrusted that to a trustworthy contractor.
Then you should ask that contractor. At least extend it to 1 month.
I can't do that because it's already been decided. I'm not going to get anywhere talking to you anymore. I'm going to end this text. Anyway, you and I are already strangers. I'm glad you got your wish. Well then, take care of yourself.
Wait a minute, Heather. We haven't finished talking yet. What should we do now?
After that, Smith and Julie persisted in not leaving the apartment. As I announced, they were forcibly evicted from the apartment. They had nowhere to go and no money to rent an apartment, so they had no choice but to return to Julie's hometown. Now they are staying with a relative, and they are forced to live like slaves. They make them work from morning till night. When they come home, they share the house chores and work even harder. Wouldn't that be good medicine for those two? In the meantime, I think they plan to leave after Smith pays off my savings. I hope they can hold up until then. I have started studying to follow my uncle, who is the new president, to become the president. Eventually, if something happens to my uncle, I plan to take over. I will make every effort to become a person who can take charge of the company. I am sure my father will be relieved by this.